In the old days, love was pure and true. Now it's just a show for all to view. People use it for their own gain, leaving hearts in sorrow and pain. Once a sacred bond, now just a game. Hearts are broken, never quite the same. Love used to be a beacon bright, now it's lost in the shadows of the night. Oh, how we long for those days of yore, when love was honest forevermore. But now it's twisted, tainted and cruel, leaving us drowning in an endless pool. What can we do? In the spiritual world, all seems bright, but shadows lurk in the dead of night. Half of humanity wears a wicked guise, evil deeds hidden behind virtuous eyes. Beneath the surface, a darkness lies, masks of deceit veiling their lies. In this realm where good and evil collide, the line between them is blurred, hard to decide. So tread carefully in this world so grand, for not all that glitters is gold in the sand. In the spiritual realm where illusions endure, evil and good dance in eternal obscure. Just imagine that. Karma doesn't ask you how you want it, it just comes and take it. So be careful how you treat others on your way up the ladder, cause your way down, trust me. In a world of empty stares, fake love fills the air. Sincerity's distant glare, leaving hearts in deep despair. Truth is lost in a web of lies, hiding behind deceitful eyes. Love that fades and slowly dies, leaving us with heavy sighs. Aching souls in a loveless land, yearning for a genuine hand, but fake love rules with cruel demand, leaving us to understand. In this age of like and retweets, we've forgotten what real love truly means. It's not just about show and tell, but a feeling that makes our hearts swell. It's hard to know who's true and who's fake in a world where appearances are hard to shake. But real love is deeper than a profile pic. It's in the way that someone makes your soul click. So let's not get lost in the digital haze. Let's remember what real love truly conveys. It's not about followers or online fame, but a connection that sets our hearts aflame. In this world of make-believe, they all wear a smile, but behind the scenes, it's just a clever guys, puppets in their show, dancing in their stage. We're all just pieces of their charade. Beneath their mask of joy lies the tangled web, where secrets and deceits are carefully bred. Their lovey-dovey act is just for display. We're all caught up in their twisted play. So let's break free from this illusion so grand, and see through the facade with hearts unplanned. No longer pawns in their game of charade. Let's find our own path and not be swayed. I feel like I'm surrounded with people with strings attached to their back, waiting for their master's command. It's like when I was little, right, and I was reading Pinocchio. Every time that he told a lie, his nose grew. It's just that, you know, in real life, their noses don't grow. Karma just catches. In the shadows we see, a love so pure and meek, but all that's left is a ghostly echo, a memory bleak, longing for a bond that's true in this world so cold and weak, yearning for the love we knew before the all turned antique, lost in illusions of affection, bleeding like the mist, hollow hearts yearn for connection, any realm dismissed, seeking solace in echoes of the past where love truly exists, but all we find are mere reflections of what love once kissed. Amidst the ruins of our hearts we search for something real, yet all we grasp are faded echoes of what used to appeal in this world where love has become just a commodity to steal. It's just a little food for thought. The past, let's rearrange. Y'all really stuck? You know. Yeah, we living in a world where the rules don't apply. They say we gotta follow, but we ready to fly. System got us boxed in, trying to keep us small. But we rise like the phoenix, we ain't scared to brawl. They feeding us lies, but we see through the smoke. We're the voice of the people, we're ready to provoke. They want us to divide, but we're stronger as one. Breaking chains, taking names, yeah, we getting it done. It's us versus the system, we're breaking the mold. Fist in the air, yeah, we taking control. No more silence, no more fear. Together we rise, let them know we're here. Riders ignite. In the world of division, they showed us how to share. But the weight of our sorrows, they never taught us to bear. We split our joys and laughter. but the pain remained untold. A burden we carry alone, a story left untold. They taught us to split everything, but not the heavy pain. It lingers in the shadows, a darkness we can't explain. We're left with shattered pieces, trying to know what's lost. They taught us how to split everything, but not the heavy cost. We learned to divide our dreams and multiply our fears, but the ache in our hearts only grew with passing years. They gave us all the answers, except how to heal the scars that run so deep, wounds that time can't seal. Yeah, they taught us how to share, but only the good. Smiles and laughter like we understood, but deep down inside there's a storm we hide. Pain in our hearts, we're just trying to ride. Put on a mask, yeah, we play the part, but nobody sees the cracks in the hearts. We share our dreams, the highs and the lows, but when it comes to hurt, we just close the doors. We share the fun times, deflect the pain, laughing in the sunshine, dancing in the rain. But the shadows linger, they creep and they crawl, breaking us down, but we don't share at all. We got hate in our hearts, but we keep concealed. Taught to share the joy, but wounds, they stay unhealed. They said love was easy to divide, but the heartache never subsides. We tried to split everything into two, but the pain lingers strong and true. Shared our dreams, divided our fears, but the sorrow remained through the years. No matter how we tried to let go, the weight of our suffering continued to grow. Now we're apart trying to heal, but some wounds are too deep to conceal. They said splitting up will set us free, yet the pain lingers in you and me. In a world where rules are set in stone, the system's grip tightens, we're not alone. Bound by chains of injustice greed, against the odds we fight to be free. Mighty forces try to keep us down, but our spirits rise, refusing to drown. Defying norms, breaking through the mold. In this battle of wills, our story is told. As the clash continues day by day, we stand united, come what may. For in this world where rules don't apply, our strength and unity will never die. They tried to silence our dreams, but we're loud and clear. With every step forward, conquering fear. They can't hold us back. We're the fire and the flame in this battle for freedom. We're all in the game. They say it's just a game, but we're playing for keeps. With the strength of the many, we're shattering their leaps. No more puppets on strings, we're cutting the ties. With our eyes on the prize, we're reaching for the skies. So let's stand together, let's break down the walls. In this fight for our future, we'll answer the calls. From the ashes, we'll rise like a storm. Riders ignite, it's us versus the system, and we're ready to fight. They build the walls, but we're digging tunnels. With every step we take, we're shaking the bundles. From the streets to the courts, we're raising our voice. In a world full of noise, we're making the choice. They want to keep us blind, but we see the light. Knowledge is power, and we're ready to fight. From the corners of the city to the halls of the state, where the heartbeat of the struggle can't afford to wait. It's us versus the system, we're breaking the mold. This in the air, yeah, we're taking control. No more silence, no more fear. Together we rise, let them know we're here. Riders ignite. They taught us to split everything, but not the heavy pain. It lingers in the shadows, a darkness we can't explain. We're left with shattered pieces, trying to mend what's lost. They taught us how to split everything, but not the heavy cost. Now we stand here broken, searching for some light, hoping for a way out of this never-ending night. But through it all, we find strength in each other's embrace. Together we'll face tomorrow and find solace in this space. They say don't bring the drama, keep it all light. But every night I'm fighting these demons in sight. Whispers in my mind, yeah, they echo when they shout. While I'm smiling on the surface, I'm breaking without. We're sharing the laughter, but what's underneath? A battlefield of sorrow, a war with no peace. We're warriors in silence, but nobody knows how the pain that we carry just grows and it grows. In a world of lessons learned, they taught us how to stand and burn. But the scars we hide deep inside are the ones that never subside. We followed all the rules they made, but the emptiness never fades. Their wounds like knives, cutting through, leaving wounds that always grew. They painted pictures of success, but couldn't fix what's left a mess. Now we're left to bear the strain of the pain that lingers, never wanes. It's us versus the system, we're breaking the mold. That's in the air, yeah, we're taking control. No more silence, no more fear. Together we rise, let them know we're here. Riders ignite. To remember this moment, remember this face, remember this sound. We're the voice of the future, and we won't back down. In the face of oppression, we'll stand up tall. It's us versus the system, and united we'll fall. Riders show how to ignite.
Alright, y'all. Man, grab all the toxicity, grab all the toxic people in your life, alright? Throw them out the fucking window and Kobe them into a motherfucking trash can, alright? Because they is irrelevant, alright? They're yesterday's newspaper. That's how irrelevant. Alright? So, listen, man. Hey, what up, everybody? Let me welcome all of y'all to the Writers for Life brings you the Let's Talk About It podcast. All right, this y'all Shorty Racheal. And listen, this is another episode of Off My Chest. All right, listen. Let me put it like this. All right, this is another episode of, thoughts straight from a shorty's mind, right? Off my chest and onto the mic. A shorty is just speaking her mind. All right. So nothing that I say, I should offend anybody. All right. These are things that I see, that I view, that I'm seeing. All right. That I'm looking at, and I'm like, all right, like yesterday I did a live, right? We were talking about the things that were going on in Philadelphia, right? I gave my mind, I spoke my mind a little bit about, what I was thinking about when I saw, this little teen boy. I'm not sure if he was, a new uprising influencer or what he was, and he was trying to, tell these kids not to speak to their parents, not to tell them what they want to do, what they're going to do, in the future and stuff like that. I gave a little bit of my input on that, all right? Because, as parents, right, there should be a bond with your children. Your child should be comfortable telling you, what they want to do. You're supposed to be rearing your child. You see where I'm coming from? And a lot of people don't know what that is, all right? So, we got trolls in this, John. Not today, not today. Hold on one second. Hold on. Let me get over here. Yeah, that's a troll. Fuck that shit. Ain't no disrespect in this shit, man. Listen. Listen, if you're gonna come here with the disrespect, go find a motherfucking rainbow to hop on, alright? Because we don't deal with the disrespect. We don't pay that shit no attention. We block. Bye bye. I wish somebody could just give me that little drop from Candyman. I'll buy that joint off of them on some real shit. Like, fuck. Like, I ain't got time for this shit. I ain't babysitting nobody's egos when it's time to clap back, all right? And that's something that we're going to talk about today, all right? We're going to talk about, a little bit. Listen. We've been talking about this for the past couple days, all right? And what's crazy, right? All this ain't nothing but a repeated cycle. All right. So let's talk about it. All right. I spoke a little bit on it yesterday, right? The repetition. All right. The repetition epidemic that we have. All right. Why is it that folks keep how can I say regurgitating? I'm gonna put it like this: repeating. All right. Repeating the same thing over and over. All right. Like, motherfuckers keep regurgitating the same tired takes like it's a gospel. All right, you like it's like they think that the louder they say it, it's gonna be better, but it's not. It's not better. All right, you flood the feeds with recycle outrage, then wonder why nobody's watching. Right? Maybe it's because you turned your platform into a pity playlist, all right? And for the, trolls, they call themselves trolls out here being disrespectful. Man, listen, y'all probably missing a hug out there somewhere, all right? Your mama and your daddy didn't give you enough attention, all right? But we got content creators out here bashing people, all right? Like, and it's crazy as shit that, listen, normally we don't have trolls over here, right? But I do visit certain, platforms, right? I show support, and they got people in there, right? We normally consider them haters, but I call them, fans, admirers, all right? And it's, every blue, once in a blue, some trolls pop up. I don't know where they from, which, channel I was on, probably showing some support, right? And guess what? I don't give a fuck because I don't show trolls no. I mean, unless you're somebody that's funny and you're just goofing around. That's a different story, man. Bring some humor back. Fuck that. All right. Because listen, there's times where I've sat here and roasted myself. We need some laughter. All right. Like, come on, man. People is so like, how can I say, so easily hurt, so sensitive. All right. But you got people out here, right? That consider themselves influencers, right? That consider themselves, people that are woke. All right. Right? But these motherfuckers keep repeating the same shit over and over and over again. Like, they'll get tired. They flood the feeds with recycled outraged and wonder why nobody's watching them. And I sit here and I'm like, yo, maybe it's because you've turned your platform into a pity playlist. Same track, different trauma, no growth. And that goes for the same fucking subscribers that want to come in on somebody's channel and repeat the same shit over and over and over and over again, expecting for someone to give them the answer to life. Like, the answers that you're seeking are inside of you. You see where I'm coming from? But, listen, man, you get tired of the same track, all right? Different trauma, no growth. Mofos out here sounding like a broke jukebox with, how can I say, a busted aux cord, all right? They stuck on a loop, all right? We heard you the first time. We just don't give a fuck. We just don't care, all right? We don't care to hear the remix of excuses and ego anymore, whether it's from a goddamn content creator or a goddamn subscriber. Some of us are just allergic to the bullshit, all right? Our spirits break, all right? Our spirits break out of hives when we hear another healing journey that's really just how can I say, a rerun of harm. And what's wild is the same folks who erase, exploit, and attack are blaming the ancestors for the culture they've actually corrupting. All right. Nah, don't drag the ancestors into your mess. All right. They built legacy. You've built a brand. All right. So let's make this shit make sense. If your message ain't revolving, my bad. If your message ain't evolving, all right, it's dissolving. All right. If your platform ain't healing, it's harming. And if your awareness ain't rooted in accountability, it's just noise with a filter on it. All right. This ain't shade, it's sunlight. And if you feel exposed, maybe it's time you grow. All right. It's too many motherfuckers out here in their bags. In their ego, over someone's opinion, over what somebody said, over how somebody felt. Like, is you fucking serious? Listen, man, we all got opinions, and opinions are like assholes, all right? Everyone has one. All right. Everyone has different points of views. All right. Listen, we could surround ourselves with people that are like-minded, but not a single one of us think exactly the same. All right. We don't come up with the same conclusion. That's why I love listening to different people. All right. Because I get different perspectives. Does it mean that they change my mind? They give me a different point of view, is what they give me. They don't change my mind. You see, I change my mind. See, but motherfuckers don't understand that part. All right. Listen, I'm not gonna stay in one place. Oh, because I feel as though that this person. No, man. Listen. I don't agree to everything that everybody says. You cannot agree to everything everyone says. All right. You gotta. How can I say? People say that how can I say, they like to say that I think for myself, right? That nobody thinks for me, da, 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 but it seems like a lot of motherfuckers on this joint don't think for themselves, all right? They got nothing more than strings attached to their backs. All right. Like, come on, let's make a lot of this shit make sense. All right. So that leads me into this right here. All right. Into healing or hustling. What is it? Let's talk about it. All right. Because healing ain't a hustle, but some of y'all turned your wounds into merch. All right. You're not unpacking trauma, you're repacking it for likes. You post for pain. All right. Like it's a promo code. Like y'all use trauma at a checkout. All right. For 10% of your empathy. Nah. All right. Listen. Let me put it like this. All right. You got mofos out here using trauma, using people's trauma, all right, at a checkout for 10% of their empathy. And that's not healing, all right? That's performance, all right? And the wild part is you'll cry on camera, but ghost accountability. You'll post a quote about growth, all right? All right, then the black and brown folks who call out your harm, you get mad. Like, come on, man. Healing is work. All right. It's boundaries, not branding. It's reflection, not reaction. All right. It's not a mood, it's a movement. All right. So if your healing, how can I say, if your healing journey looks like a highlighted reel with no accountability, you're not healing. You're hustling. All right. That's what you're doing. Oh shit, we got wait, is my StreamYard automatically put hold on. Wait a minute. All right, because this is new. Usually I'm the one that highlights the comments. Okay. I don't have to highlight the comments. Damn. Shout out to We Unlock Nation. All right, yo, make sure y'all go check out make sure y'all go check out We Unlock Nation. I appreciate the $2 super chat, yo. Shout out to We Unlock. Make sure y'all go check him out. All right, great conversations. All right, great topics. All right. Listen, he talks about different things, all right, and I love his point of view, all right, because mine is different, and this is why I like having conversations with him, all right, because at the end of the day, all right, whether I agree with him or not, He helps me see things a different way, because it's not always, it's not our way. It's not what we see, what we think. You see where I'm coming from? We have to be open minded. All right. Like, I don't know if people understand where I'm coming from there. All right. But listen, like he just said down here, to heal oneself is to hold oneself accountable. All right. Listen to that. Pay attention. All right. Like, on some real shit, yo. Like, listen, I don't understand motherfuckers out here, yo, for real, all right? With me saying all that, all right, it will take me to accountability ain't aesthetic, all right? Like, let me be clear with that. Awareness without accountability is just aesthetic activism, all right? You know the terms, but you don't live the truth, all right? You've got the language of healing, but the habits of harm. Hmm. You've got the language of healing, but have the habits of harm. All right. You post about boundaries, then bulldoze them in private. You quote bell hooks. All right. But ghost folks who ask for repair. That's not growth. That's costume work. All right. You're not evolving. You're, how can I say, accessorizing. All right. Healing ain't a vibe. All right. It's not a filter, a font, or a, how can I say, a curated caption. All right. It's messy, it's layered, and it's uncomfortable. And it sure as hell ain't cute. All right. So if your awareness only shows up when it's, how can I say, trending, you're not building community. You're building a brand, and brands don't heal. Guess what that does? That sells, that makes bread. All right. And that's why I say that a lot of people are out here, all right, selling their souls. All right. Stick to what you believe in. All right. Stick to your faith. All right. You get more respect by that. All right. Stand 10 toes down on what you believe in. Learn the meaning, the definition of faith, and see why I keep using it a lot. All right. I constantly say I don't get my hopes up, but I sure as hell have faith in me. And I know that I'm going to do and I'm going to accomplish what I'm going to accomplish. But I sure as hell don't get my hopes up. I don't. All right. It is, how can I say, living in hope is like living in a fairy tale world. But maybe people might not understand what I'm trying to say. All right. We got Miss Chicago in the building, yo. Blessings, blessings to Miss Chicago. Listen, listen. I love Miss Chicago, yo. Listen, I'm not gonna sit here and lie. Like, when she speaks, y'all better fucking attend hunt. All right. I'm not gonna say she's like Madam. All right. She's more like Scorpio from Mortal Kombat. Get over here. Sit your ass down and listen to what I gotta say. Yo, I love listening to Miss Chicago when she be hopping on panels, yo, on some real shit. But anyways, right? Oh shit, let me turn off the camera. I can't smoke on camera. Anyways, right? Let me finish saying these thoughts real quick, all right? Me saying all that I said, right? Let's talk about strings attached. And y'all hear me say that a lot. And what does a shorty mean when she says strings attached, right? And amongst the conversations that she be having, when she says, "Oh man, some of these mofos out here ain't nothing but puppets with strings attached to their back." All right. Listen, it's wild how many folks swear they think for themselves, by right, but don't even realize the strings on their back. Media got them dancing, news got them twitching, on some real shit. Like, I'm not gonna say here a lie. The media got them dancing and the news got them twitching. Algorithms got them spinning in circles thinking it's freedom when it's just programming. All right. They say they woke, but it's the same script, different puppet. All right. The same script. My headphones feel like they falling. It's the same script, different puppets. All right. You're not thinking, you're just reacting. You're not questioning, you're just consuming. All right. In the trap, all right. The trap, it's designed to divide. They throw out bait, just enough rage, just enough fear to get folks turning on each other. While the real puppets sit back and sip. They be in that bitch. Look at that shit. They be geeking. They be watching. They be like, oh shit, yep. They taking notes. Like, yeah, this one's gonna fall for this. Like, keep going, keep going, keep going. You see where I'm coming from? Like, yeah, this is where we're gonna gain money. Like, this is where our focus is gonna be at. But you know what? We let it get this far. All right, like a lot of people around me, right? I feel like are not just around me, people that I see on social media too. All right, I feel are like they're nothing more than just puppets with strings attached. But right, but you know who are the real puppets? All right, the politicians y'all fighting for. All right, red or blue, y'all fighting for crumbs. All right, because those puppets, all right, they got strings attached to y'all, got strings attached to them too. And Lord knows who the fuck the puppet master is. So why is people trying to fight invisible? How can I say why are people, trying to sit here and prove their worth to invisible strings? You don't even know who you're proving it to and what is being done for. All right. It's gaslight gymnastics. All right. They flip the truth, twist the facts, and folks fall for it like it's gospel, like it's Sunday morning. All right. And you're at church listening to the priest talk about God. But here's the truth. All right. If your independent thought came straight from your head, all right, if your independent thought came straight from a headline, a meme, or a viral clip, you're not thinking, you're echoing. Cut the strings, unplug the feed, and ask yourself who benefits from your outrage. All right. Because if the answer ain't you or your people, you're not free. You're just loud. Real shit. Like, people don't seem to understand that. All right. And that's why you got some people stuck and some people building. All right. And some people confused. Am I stuck or am I building? Some folks stay in their feelings like it's a full-time job, mad at everything, but won't move anything. And I got to ask, what's really wrong? Because the solutions are right in front of you, but y'all want to stay stuck in the past like it's paying your bills. You hold on to the pain like it's a, passport, but it don't get you nowhere. You could be borrowing wisdom, building strategy, and stacking legacy, but instead you cling to what broke you. And here's the truth. If you keep reaching back to what hurt you, you'll miss what's trying to heal you. You'll lose everything chasing ghosts. For real. All right? The past is a teacher, not a trap. But some people don't learn the lesson and stay stuck. All right. So stop worshiping the wound and start working the wisdom. Because if you don't build, all right, from what you've been through, you'll stay broken by what you refuse to release. All right. And I'm hoping a lot of people understand what I'm trying to say by that. All right. Like, listen. A lot of people are not going to understand. A lot of people are not going to get it. All right. They're not. And I think I wrote, let me see. Do I have it here? No, this ain't even the one. I'm going to have to come over here. And I hate when I have to do that. I think I wrote that shit in the phone, right? Yep, I have. But I'm on the wrong app with that one. So let me share the screen real quick. Over here. Because I've talked about this before. Right? People, this is the first time I wrote about the system versus, the system versus us, right? And this is something I wrote years ago. All right. Years ago. All right. This poem is over 10 years old.
They don't talk about us, only when there's a crime. Would you believe me if I was to tell you that in this world, with or without money, we're all rich, even the poor? The problem is those that say that I'm reaching out to give a hand and stay they leeching hands is itching, ready to see you missing. Well, thinking what to write, something inside me told me I can freestyle or I can rap. I can go with a rhythm that can make you dance. Tell you what I see on a daily, tell you everything's okay just to avoid dilemma. Or I can simply bring you something positive to the table and warn you of the ongoing problems that we're having. Instead, I have to reach out to my conscience once again as I watch the crime and the violence rise and the kids lose their innocence. Now the concept of forming a home day by day loses its essence. They don't want to hear that. Can't keep my arms crossed in front of the system. If I don't do something, I'm also part of the problem. As guilty as the one that pulls the trigger, like the person in the crowd that hits the record button on their phone to expose a lie instead of the truth for clout. They need 1,000 views. The government doesn't have a solution. The problem started when we took God out the equation. The problem ain't us celebrating. The problem is that we're a nation divided when we should be a nation united and praying. That's how we live today. When problems occur, we come up with a meaning. Laugh a little, care in the world, as if it ain't even a thing in this world. If it's like this today, I don't want to see the future. Because nowadays, they'll make a meme out of a person that can't even see the day like what makes you think they care? They can't even break bread at the table. I don't know how you want to be rappers and lyricists can go on with life, living on an illusion of nothing good to write. Talking about killing someone, selling drugs with pride, until the scripts are flipped and it's someone you love dies. Right? This ain't solved by activating the National Guards and going behind bars. This is deeper, this is me and you. And they say as time pass by, it will heal everything. Shit, you know these scars? I seen time flash by and never feel everything. You get me on standby, ready to kill everything. Alone in the mirror looking at myself saying, girl, you're everything. You don't need for anything, shorty. So unless you walk a mile in my shoes, don't say anything. Just take a minute and listen so you can consume everything. Me and you are not the same, so make sure you look both ways when you cross me, and that's on everything. This world is crazy. I would say shit. Ironic, right? Nowadays you can't trust no one. When you do, niggas be having their panties on a bunch, thinking that they own one. Saying the things that you accomplished in life is theirs and that you owe them one. Nowadays, your friends turn into enemies, and your family members are your biggest haters. You see, your what's more crazy is that they say as time pass by, it will heal everything. I seen time flash by and it revealed everything, leaving me on standby, ready to kill everything. Alone in the mirror saying, girl, you're everything. You don't need for anything, shorty. So if you haven't walked a mile in my shoes, take a minute and listen so you can consume everything. Me and you are not the same, so make sure that when you cross me, you look both ways, and that's on everything.
That's some real shit. So make sure that when you cross me, you look both ways, and that's on everything. All right? Because listen, motherfuckers don't look both ways when they crossing the street, not realizing that it's, a two-way street. They be thinking it's a one-way. But listen, majority of these streets ain't one way. And when it comes to life, it's a two-way street. You see where I'm coming from? Karma works both ways. People don't seem to understand that part. All right. And that's why I said that karma's my best friend. I ain't wrong you. So if you decided to turn on me, hey, fuck it. Watch me sit back and let karma get you. Because karma's a bitch, and that bitch ain't going to ask you how you want it. I'm dead serious. That's why I say, listen, man. The people that we call haters are not haters, all right? They're our biggest fans, y'all. Y'all don't see that part? Man, shout out to Sheriff Claire, all right? Madam over there, really doing her thing, all right? Bringing awareness to that, all right? Exposing these mofos out here. Man, shout out to, listen, I have to throw her in here. Man, shout out to Sheriff Claire Edition Dirt. And if you haven't subbed up to her, make sure y'all go check her out. Just like that. Sheriff Claire Edition Dirt Uncut. All right. Make sure y'all go check her out, man. Nothing but humor and fun. All right. And in reality, what she's saying is true. We got motherfuckers out here that is nothing more than just haters. All right. To me, they're the biggest fans. I don't get tired of saying that, yo, on some real shit, man. Hey, fuck it. Just keep on hating. Just hate. Because some of you motherfuckers, listen, I ain't stupid. You got motherfuckers out here that only want to be around you because of what you can do and what you can give. All right. Then they want to claim that shit. All right. Those are what you call leeches. All right. They want to claim what you worked hard for. All right. Without doing the work. That's how you get haters. All right. Because these motherfuckers, all right, admire the fact that you made it up there, but they're mad. All right. at the fact that they cannot accomplish what you've accomplished. You say you're going to do this, and you've done it. They say they're going to do the exact same thing, but they can't get there. So they're stuck looking in the mirror asking themselves, what the fuck did I do wrong? You know what it is? That you're trying to copycat someone else when you should be the fuck being yourself. The only competition in your life should be yourself. You should be trying to be better than you.
Some people will always have a place in my heart, but not in my life.
Hey, yo, Flory, turn me up.
Because when I tell you that it hurts, it hurts. Envy in your eyes, yet you want trust. Can't tell if you're an enemy or a friend. I mean, back then when I was naive, now I'm older, some say wiser. I'm no fool. I'm only a friend when convenient. Took a while to understand that what was real would never leave. Only when you're in pain and alone, you know who you can really depend on. You say you a friend, where were you when I needed a hand? Shit, you was following a trend. A friend ain't nothing but $1 in your pocket when the money gone, so are they. And they say a friend in need is a friend indeed. You watched as I drown, now I'm getting around while you in the dog pound. Shit. It's funny how karma has a tendency of bringing things back around. It's not funny when the one you look up to is the one wearing the crown. You nothing but a clown. What you need to do is bring that ass back around town. And like Deja says, smack a nigga with an open hand.
I was trying not to say the word. Listen, I promised my baby pops. That I was going to stop saying the word. All right. And I got to. All right. Because it's a fucked up habit that we have down here in North Philly to call each other the N-word. On some, like, even girls. Now, I'm really thinking, I'm like, yo, why was we calling each other that? Like, on some real shit. And I get it. Some people will sit here and, try to say, well, I am this. I heard some guy say, well, I am a nigga. I'm saying like, oh, okay. I was told to stop saying it because you are a man, no matter what color you are. But hey, I guess some men like being called that. But my baby pops don't like being called that, so I gotta stop it. He doesn't like hearing the word come out my lips, he said. So I'm obliged. I'm gonna stop. It's not something that is hard not to do. Like, I wasn't born saying that word. I wasn't taught that word until I hit maybe like 11 or 12 years old. I didn't start using that word. So it's kind of crazy, right? But, talking about everything that we just talked about, right? Like I said, right? People are stuck. They don't know if they're building or what they're doing, all right? So, like, me saying all that, let's talk about essence over echo, all right? Every soul doesn't know the inner being of essence, all right? Nor substance. And that's the problem, all right? We got folks chasing aesthetics, all right? But starving for depth, all right? They mimic the moves, but miss the meaning, all right? They speak in buzzwords, all right? Like if they were bees, but their spirit ain't fluent, all right? They post about energy, but don't know how to hold it. They talk about boundaries, but only when it benefits them. See, essence can't be copied. Substance can't be streamed. You either carry it or you, how can I say, you either carry it or you collapse, all right, when it's time to stand. So if your soul ain't rooted, your platform will always be performative. And if your message ain't fed by substance, it'll starve, all right, in the spotlight. How can I say, this ain't about the shade, all right? It's about soul. And if that makes you uncomfortable, good. Growth don't happen. How can I say? Growth don't happen in comfort, all right? When you grow up, it's because you've been uncomfortable, you've been abused and mistreated, doubted, betrayed. So in that darkness, in that time alone, you see who's really there for you. Only when you are alone and in the dark, you know who are there for you, who's really the people that are trying to really help you, all right? Because you got those that'll sit here and say, I love you, I'm here for you. You know that, right? but they're sticking that knife in and out, in and out, in and out. All right, because they're nothing more than it's the leech. All right, waiting to see you go missing on some real shit. All right, the strength is in the shadows, and people don't even realize that. They don't know how to turn their pain into motivation. You know what they don't tell you? Most strength, most healing is done in the dark, not on the timeline, not in the group chat. All right, not under how can I say, a ring light. All right, it's in the silence, in the breakdowns nobody sees, in the nights where you question everything and still chaos. I mean, and still choose to rise. My bad. Like, it's in the nights where you question everything in chaos, right, and still choose to rise. Some people get lost in the dark. They fold, they fumble, they forget who they are. All right. But others, they shine bright. They carry scars like armor and walk with strength. All right. That cannot be taught. And you know what makes folks mad? They hate the fact that they can't walk a mile in the shoes of the person they admire. Because, how can I say, admiration is easy. All right. But endurance, that's earned. All right, that's built in the dark. So if you see someone shining, don't envy the light. Respect the shadows. All right, they survived. People don't know how to do that. So I want y'all to remember that your haters are your fans. That's what these haters are. Right? Like, listen, man, shout out to the word. All right, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have been able to, make this poem called the Divine Mirror, the Divine Mirror Reflections, all right, of sin and virtue. All right, we are our biggest mirrors. I mean, our biggest enemy. All right, and people don't realize that. You need to look in that mirror, all right, and ask yourself, is this who you really want to be? All right, because some of us, listen, like me, I'm gonna put me as an example. All right, so y'all gonna hear a little bit of my story on here. All right, so shout out to the word. Some of us was taught to look on the outside for the answers that we're seeking when we should be seeking them from the inside. All right, you build from the inside out, not from the outside in. So shout out to the word.
Religiously, you understand the 7 principles of hell, you understand the 7 demons within you. You understand that whole concept. There's a whole metaphysical concept. We didn't go over that, but anyway, so from a spiritual standpoint now you have a clearer picture. So now people will try to manifest and look for the object they manifesting, but they not matching the frequency of it. So what happens is the universe gives you things to build you up to matching that frequency, to your own personal belief that you even deserve what you're asking for.
Yo, some gems right there, coach. But for those of y'all in the background, man, check this out, y'all. True, depending on your actions, that's how she'll come for you. She's a friend to me, but an enemy in your head. Karma brings me peace, while in your mind she spreads dread. We blame God for the problems around us, turning a deaf ear to our own mistakes. We blame the devil for our misguided actions, lost in the shadows of regret and mistakes. Elders criticize, youth rebel in return, cutting off potential, lessons unlearned. Butterflies trapped in cocoons, dreams adjourned. A cycle of disrespect, the flames still burn. Parents strive growth, children push away. Generations clash, never finding a way. In heaven in progress, the price we pay. Butterflies grounded, never to sway. The cycle repeats, a never-ending chain. Misunderstandings persist, causing pain. Lost potential lingers like a stain. Generations at odds, searching in vain. We're stuck in a cycle of pain and sorrow, hoping for a better tomorrow. Black lives matter, white lives matter too. It's time to unite and break through. I'm just saying, it's 2025, but it feels like it's 1942. Black lives matter, white lives matter. That's the plea. Blaming the white man for all the hate that we see. Yet we're still killing our own kin. Can't break free. Struggling to find peace in this chaotic scene. Racism and violence tearing at the seams. Pointing fingers while we continue to demean. Looking ahead with hope in our hearts. Learning from our past mistakes, making new starts. Together we stand against all that tears us apart. Black or white, it's time for a fresh start. We're quick to point fingers at others, but in reality, it's ourselves that we need. The power to change lies within us. Why blame others when we can be our own lead? Just a little.
Yo, man, shout out to the word on some real shit. Yo, shout out to the word, all right, because he really helped me. Like, he motivated, he inspired me to make that poem right there. Like, conversations with him and Gary busted down, man. I was just sitting here writing, brainstorming, All right, taking little notes and stuff, like, and then just boom. Right, one night I just started writing, boom, 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 boom. Like that one right there, all right, it's got some of my poetry mixed in it, but the majority of that John, it was like I remember Frankie was like, "Yo, freestyle, freestyle," and I freestyled that John. I was like, "Let me try it," all right, because it's been a while since I freestyled. I think the only one I freestyled, right, like recently, like within the past 2 years, really freestyle before, besides that one, all right, is the last two that I made, the one that Kwame Brown inspired me to do, and the one that Ms. Yokimi, all right, which is Miss Akimi and Ms. Yo Thoughts together, right? Talking about the ancestors and stuff like that. They inspired me to write the other one, all right, The System versus Us. Kwame inspired me to write Bleeding All Over the Matrix, all right, with his, words of encouragement. I mean, listen, bringing awareness to what he was bringing awareness to. I'm gonna put it like that. All right. So a lot of people do inspire me to write poetry, right? And it's crazy how their words I could turn into, a form of metaphor and give it some poetic justice. All right. And a lot of people think it's rap. This is not rap. All right. This is lyrical poetry. All right. I could put a beat behind it. All right. And sometimes the beats help me make these lyrical poetries because I normally write short poems. All right. And me saying all this, right, I want to finish my thoughts in a second. I got to make a run to the store. All right. But before I make this run to the store and I come back and I finish my thoughts, all right, I want to say this. All right. And I'm going to leave y'all listening to Frankie Blanco. I want y'all to go show my big brother some love. All right. Anybody that's watching, go show my big bro some love. All right. He's got some music out there and, they deep. All right. Like they're really from deep within. So I'm gonna play his music while I go, make a quick run to the store and come back and finish my thoughts about this, all right? Because I want to finish my thoughts about the haters, all right? I feel as though, hey, fuck it, let the haters hate. Let them be them, all right? You know what gets them even more mad? When you ignore them, when you don't give them no shine. That shit makes them fucking want to crash out. And they crash out. And not in a good way. For real. All right. So we do gotta let these haters, really, crash out. And I wanted to, put out there, man, make sure y'all become a member. All right, because we're gonna start doing member giveaways. All right, we need some more members up in this, John. All right. Shout out to the ones that are sharing the lives, all right, that are sharing my videos, all right, commenting on the videos, supporting the shorty, all right. Listen, y'all comments matter over here, y'all opinions matter over here. As long as we keep everything respectful, man, we could bring solutions to the table and do what we gotta do. All right. I do open panels. Anybody wants me to drop the link, all right, to speak on what I'm talking about, let a shorty know. I'll drop the link, all right? And if it's not working in the chat, I'll drop it in the community wall so that y'all can come up, have a quick conversation with a shorty, all right? Give y'all input, all right, of what y'all think about what I said, all right? Y'all can give your own version, your own point of view. You see where I'm coming from? Because we don't all think the same and see things exactly the same way. We might be, like-minded, but we don't all have the same thoughts and opinions, all right? And people don't seem to understand that yet. All right, so let me make this quick little run. I want y'all to go show my big bro some support. All right, he's got some dope shit out here on YouTube. All right, sub up to his page. All right, show him some love. All right, Frankie Blanco. If y'all see that face right there, all right, type down at Frankie Blanco with a C, not a K. All right, with a C, not a K. All right, he's got some dope music. Listen to his lyrics. All right, and you see what I'm saying. But I'll be right back to finish my thoughts, all right, on the haters so that we can end this live, all right? Because, listen, I got a few more things to say before I end this live. But let me go grab what I got to grab, all right? Let me do my motherly duties real quick, all right? Real quick so that I can do this.
Hey, it's City Island. Y'all niggas know who it is. Spaced out music. Hey. Scope, touch, hear him talking, let him hate. I'm on my grind, I'm feeling great. This is something different, this is paper chase. Those trying to stop it, shut us in the grave. I hear these niggas hating, damn. But I don't see him. They wanna live my life, but I'm just saying, whoa. They wanna be him. Who's that peeking in my window? Who are you? Trying to copy my style, so I gotta smoke these niggas like it's Indo. Yeah, then go about it with a smile. They hate me, man, but I don't give a fuck. Give a fuck, nigga. Space style music, 5 niggas in the truck, boy. I got the 9 and they ain't even tucked. Shit ain't tucked, nigga. Pull it out, air it out, everybody duck down. I advise to stay within your lane. Stay in your lane, nigga. I do this for my fam, I ain't out here playing games. What you thought I did the shit to entertain? The fact I get it like a coke, boy, got these niggas hating on me. I hear these niggas hating, damn. But I don't see him, I don't see him. They wanna live my life, and I'm just saying, whoa. They wanna be him, wanna be him. Who's that peeking in my window? Who are you? They tryna copy my style, so I gotta smoke these niggas like it's Indo. Yeah, then go about it with a smile.
Run the streets, something like a marathon. Marijuana, heroin, Gucci bag carry-on. Shooter with a nasty shot, call him Sean Marion. Rap games, Barry Born leader Farrakhan. Riding like the brakes broke, haters better take notes. Peeking in my window is how you get your chin broke. It's in touch, niggas hating on the name. I don't waste time on them, I just let the hook explain. Listen up.
I hear these niggas hating, damn. But I don't see him, I don't see him. They wanna live my life. Saying, whoa, they wanna be him, wanna be him. Who's that peeking in my window? Who are you? They tryna copy my style, so I gotta smoke these niggas like it's Indo. Yeah, then go about it with a smile.
Fucked up. Try to tell these niggas, baby. You gonna run this shit.
Let's go.
Let's go. How you feel?
I'm
feeling good. Niggas better man up, what they waiting for? 4 niggas, black mask, pump to the door. Drop down, duck to the floor. Corrupt as the law. You settle for less, I settle for more. Niggas better man up, what they waiting for? 4 niggas, black mask, pump to the door. Drop down, duck to the floor. Corrupt as the law. You settle for less, I settle for more. Me, I've been doing this for a long time. Got my weight up, now I'm on a strong grind. Play the streets hard every chance I got. Always stick to my gun so I land on top. And you a good talker, but you don't ever do shit. Talk a lot of shit, but you don't ever do shit. I study the block, learn all the ins and outs. No more weed, no more money, so I call fringes out. Step my game up, now it's all it's about. Fuck a gun though, we could brawl this one out. Hand to hand combat, forfeit the belt. Pull out the 4/5, nigga, off with your mouth. For the restrict, I show a clown what it's worth. Leave his whole family drowning in hurt. A product of my environment, designed in the worst. So pay attention close, cause it's time for the worst. Niggas better man up, what they waiting for? 4 niggas, black mans, pump to the door. Drop down, duck to the floor. Corrupt as the law. You settle for less, I settle for more. Niggas better man up, what they waiting for? 4 niggas, black mans, pump to the door. Drop down, duck to the floor. Corrupt as the law. You settle for less, I settle for more. This nigga, nobody who's him to hate. He could get his face cut like a paper plate. And if the paper's straight, don't even ask twice. Running the spot, one shot won't blast twice. Pay attention, nigga, here's a little advice on why you will never be as nice. And I'm past nice, you half nice. And most of my flows, niggas past life. Niggas talk like they lobby, nigga, till I leave a nigga caught on the IB, nigga. NYC where I walk, that's where I be, nigga. And I seen what I took, come try me, nigga. Ain't a motherfucking army that can harm me, nigga. Got shot same size as my charm be, nigga. That'll leave your face fried if you arm me, nigga. I ain't on your bitch and bitches on me, nigga. Niggas better man up, what they waiting for? 4 niggas, black mans, pump to the door. Drop down, duck to the floor. Corrupt as the law. You settle for less, you settle for more. Niggas better man up, what they waiting for? 4 niggas, black mans, pump to the door. Drop down, duck to the floor. Corrupt as the law. You settle for less, you settle for more. Haha, told these niggas, baby. Straight medicine. They fucked up letting us in, Bob. I try to tell these niggas, don't give us the key. And now the streets is locked. And it's on us, let's get it. You heard? Fuck the hungry nigga. Got these niggas. It's in a frenzy. That's what it is, baby. One.
Listen to me. Never had it easy. It's 5 of us, 1 bedroom and a 20-inch TV. Roaches in the cabinets, spoiled milk and mold cheese. Dishes all in the sink and the stove is a little greasy. Mom Dukes was a soldier though, 3 jobs under the books. Had to be smart, she didn't want them food stamps took. Said late nights, could hear crying in her room. Was it cause my father denied me since the womb? Cause the lights was cut and relying on candles to light the rooms. This shit made me a man quick, had to grow a backbone, soldiers always staying stiff. She told me a man with plans is better than a man who don't plan shit. So I started reaching for the answers every chance my hands get. No options left, it's either sink or swim. Trying to be righteous, surrounded by snakes filled with deceit and sin. How can I fulfill this destiny with this pain I keep within? Knowing that there's a day when me and my moms will never speak again.
Hey, Mom. Just want to leave this message. I know you can't hear me, but just want to let you know. Without you, there was no me. I'm proud, grateful, humble. You show me the way. I appreciate you. Thank you, Mom. Just for you. Just for you. Just for you. Yes.
Mom, I made this song up just for you. Mom, I give this all up just for you. Turn away and walk away, Mom, just for you. Folding hands and bending knees, I pray just for you. Take a look in my eyes, I'm a wish come true. My only purpose in life, Mom, was just for you. This I knew, always show me right from wrong. Even told me life goes on when life is gone. Right or wrong, find my days all played out. Looking for shortcuts, only finding long ways out. Guess till the song's played out.
Cry blood to ease the pain. Die young if I can ease the pain.
Secret societies, corrupt politicians manipulate the market. Stop, look, and listen. Pay attention when you talk about this business. Classified shit, you can end up on a hit list. MK Ultra, JFK witness. 9/11 changed the world, damn, this shit is different. Patriot Act telling me that it's a fact. Since the city was attacked, FEMA camps all on the map. Preparation for devastation and mass elimination. American Holocaust, history in the making. So why all the trickery and lies they've been spying in the sky since the eye in the sky, please? Someone tell me that I'm crazy, but why the fuck you think they medicating all our babies to raise a generation of blind, dumb, and lazy, destroying our future?
Satellites, computers.
Blessed is your highness, he bless you with the science and mathematics. I lean back, craftmatic. It's soothing to my soul, but I'm losing my compose. Cause this world that we living in is losing the control. My remedy is best, the penalty is death. Won't rest till I get it off my chest. Your mind is possessed, I hope you take the time to reflect. The love is what I swore to protect. Beefing like bitches, but them niggas sleep with the fishes. I'm an untamed dog and I'm vicious, I can't hold a grudge. I ain't here to judge, 20 years a thug, but I'm here for us all to budge. It's my life, and when I die I'm gonna live it again. Rather that than to give it to them. I buy purgatory, now I snatch like a burglary, providing you the new testimony. A plan and sponsor, these damn imposters. They might make war, but the land will conquer. See, Sam's a doctor, the reason why my man's a monster. And nobody gives a shit, but this is when it hit. I took a bath in the fruits of life, but the cost of my soul couldn't suit the price. Shoot my dice, telephone booth advice. Get loose with the truth, you nice. You can lose your life, choose your wife, the streets or the beast. Got love from my beat, shed blood for the geeks, doubting the truth. Spit like the fountain of youth. I'm on top of a mountain, you on top of your roof. Aim is gone, your brain is a danger zone. You enslaved to your ways and I played the phone. Change the tone, it's my house, stay in the throne. And I promise you remain alone. The end of days is shown, nigga.
All right, y'all. Shorty back. Shout out to my big bro, Frankie Blanco. All right, he come from the 5 bureaus. Make sure y'all go check him out. All right, he does beats, he does music and stuff like that. Shout out to him. All right, so let's get back on topic. All right, we was just talking about the haters and stuff like that. All right, so like I was saying, the haters or fans, what are they? Right? And man, all I can say to people is let these folks hate. Because truth is, they're not haters. They're fans in denial. All right. They admire your work, but they mad they can't walk a mile in your shoes. All right. They study your moves, copy your style, then act like they invented the blueprint. But here's the thing, all right? Imitation imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. So while they mock, mimic, and mumble, you rise, right? You build, you evolve, you shine, all right? And they stay stuck trying to figure out why they stuck, trying to decode your glow, all right? Without doing the work that they, how can I say, without doing the work that forged it. All right. So ignore, all right, because your rise ain't for their approval. All right. It's for legacy. And if they're pressed, hey, let them stay wrinkled. All right. You're not here to be liked. You're here to be legendary. All right. Like, people are built different. Let me show you what we really talking about. All right. This ain't just commentary. It's clarity. It's legacy. It's a movement. All right. We're not here to trend. We're here to transform. All right. We don't just post. We build. We don't just speak. We shift the room. Because when you've survived what we've survived, you don't just rise. You rebuild. All right. You don't just heal. You lead. And what makes folks uncomfortable is that they see the glow, but they don't know the grind. All right. They see the strength, but they don't know the silence it came from. All right. We're built different. And that difference is not ego, it's earned. All right. Blessings, word. How you doing this morning, yo? I'm about to end this live after I give this last thought, yo. But listen. Before we end this, all right, let's remind them. Let's remind the youth. Let's keep talking, all right? Because we keep forgetting that these type of conversations are needed. Right now, I'm just talking to myself. There's a few people maybe in the chat. Right now, just two, all right? But I'm not worried about that, all right? Shout out to the ones that are showing support. I'm more here to, say what I gotta say, put out there what I want to put out there. All right. What the ancestors are sitting in my shoulders, all right, and whispering into my ear, into my ear and into my spirit. All right. I gotta get it out my mind, all right, out of my chest and into the mic. All right. A shorty is just speaking her mind today. All right. So this is another episode where I'm just, it's just y'all chilling with a shorty, all right, with her thoughts out there. All right. She's just putting them in the mic. All right, and y'all just hearing, all right, just talking with a shorty, having a conversation, putting solutions on the table. All right, that's what we doing. All right, because we need to remind the youth. We need to remind people. We need to keep talking. We need to keep saying it. All right, the same way they repeat and they regurgitate everything, right? And I know I have a hard time saying that goddamn word, but y'all can laugh. Fuck it, man. I'll be laughing too. Trust me, I'm gonna laugh trying to pronounce that fucking word like I'm cussing. Ray, calm down. You caught yourself. You cussing. Damn, shorty. But yeah, man. Listen, man, change comes within us, all right? We have to find a way to change the things that we're doing that doesn't help us elevate ourselves, that doesn't help us evolve, all right? We need to remind people that we don't walk alone, all right? We walk with the ancestors, all right? The ones who built legacy. Listen, we got God right there on top, but we're walking with these ancestors whispering, reminding us not to, let go. What I mean by letting go, because some people stay stuck. It's what I mean by not letting go is of history. All right. Let's talk about it. Let's have conversations. All right. Let's remind our kids what love is really about, what life is about, what family is about. You see where I'm coming from? Like, let's keep talking to them. The more we talk, all right, how can I say it? There's more of a possibility, more of a chance of us reaching people. All right. Our message isn't for everybody. All right. Like I just said, all right, we walk with the ancestors, the ones who built legacy from struggle. All right. Who spoke truth when silence was safer, who carried culture, clarity, and resistance. And every breath, every beat, every boundary. All right. They didn't survive for us to perform. They survived so that we could transform. So that, how can I say? So when you speak, let me put it like this. So when you speak, all right, Speak with the fire. When you build, build with their wisdom. All right. And when you rise, rise knowing you carry more than your name. You carry a lineage. All right. A lot of people forget that, and they come on these apps and act like fools, and then wonder why their kids are out here wilding while they're too busy. All right, trying to fix someone else's life, trying to tell someone how to parent, trying to see what's in their pockets. All right, whose garage they parking their car in. All right, if they're happy in their marriage but they're alone by themselves raising a kid because they don't want to be with a man or they don't want to be with a woman. Listen, I don't know how it's gonna go. All right, but shit, it's 2025, but it sure as hell feels like it's 1942, and I don't get tired of seeing this shit. All right, we ain't live it, but we sure as hell gonna know how it feels like it now. We keep going the way we go. All right, like, you rise knowing you carry more than your name. All right, you carry a lineage. Don't drag the ancestors into your mess. Honor them with movement, with truth, with legacy, because they didn't pass down pain. They passed down power. All right. So basically, guys, this is what I wanted to put out there, man. We probably hit past the hour. Let me get off this goddamn band lab real quick. Let me go check the StreamYard. My bad. I'm here talking to y'all while I'm over here trying to get a little beat for my next lyrical poem. So I apologize if I'm not focused looking into the screen, but I'm definitely trying to put this. I'm trying to listen. I'm trying to make my own little beat now, so I don't gotta sit here and pay for beats. All right, I Shorty getting it together. All right, I'm getting it together. I'm gonna see how I put this little beat together. I'm watching YouTube videos and people trying to teach me how to put little beats and stuff like that. I'm sitting here like, okay, I'll get there. I wish my son knew how to do it, but he said, "Nah, mama, I ain't doing that shit." He said he'll play 2K before he make a beat. Because you're my son and I know you. I'm supposed to know you. If I don't know you, then I failed as a mother. What you need? What you need the card for? Give me a second, because I only got, let me see. I don't, hold on, because I don't got that much in the bank card. So give me a second. Let me call Raheem real quick, okay? What baby? Oh, I was like, there's no baby crying here. Son, is you okay? Oh, yeah. Listen, man, our kids see us and they see a bank. I'm over here trying to figure out. He's gonna have to hold on. All right, I'm gonna figure out which. Listen, he just want to get some snacks. He could hold on. You was live? How come I didn't get a notification from that channel? Oh, that's some fucked up. You listen, YouTube doing a shorty dirty right now. Like, really though? Like, how OG Gary Busted Down Brown was live and I didn't get a notification. Where's my fucking YouTube at? It's over here. I got all these tabs open, man. Who's live? See, I didn't get a notification from Gary. Now, if it would have been his sports channel, I get it. I did not know he was live. Damn, I'm mad as shit. I'm gonna catch the replay though while I'm cleaning and cooking. I'm definitely gonna catch it. See, I could listen to Gary's replays. I could listen to the words replays. I could put that joint right on the speaker, cook, clean, on some real shit, right? Because my baby pops could walk in and he don't be like, what the fuck is they saying? What is you listening to? Babe, is you okay? I'm like, yes, babe. It's just, on this panel it went left. Let me just mute it real quick while that person get off the fucking panel and then everything goes back. It be like that. Like he don't be doing this YouTube stuff. He be kind of, he be doing the co-hosting sometimes here and there, but he's not into because he don't like people like that. He don't like people, he don't like the fact that people come on panels and act a fool. You see where I'm coming from, acting like a child, seeking attention and glory on some real shit. He hates that shit with a passion. When a motherfucker be online doing that dumb shit. Hey, but people don't listen. People do not listen. Where's that? He got to force himself to go to sleep. I know. Normally I see Gary, right, when I'm scrolling. Like I be on his joint, right? He be on in the mornings or the afternoon sometimes. Like, or is that he's probably on till the afternoon, right? Or I know he don't be no more than an hour and a half on some real shit. He don't. Gary don't be that long. All right. But he be spreading he be spitting them gems, yo. I'm not gonna sit here and lie, yo. He be spitting them gems. I like listening to Gary. I like listening to the word. I like listening to Mouthpiece. SBK. I listen to Selena. Let me see. Miss Yo Thoughts, Miss Akimi. All right. I do listen to those replays when I'm cleaning, I'm cooking, and I'm doing things. When I'm reading. Like, you started at 11? Yeah. See, that's you. Yep. We started around the same time. That's the crazy part. We started around the same time. I've been on this joint an hour, 27 minutes. So I started probably a little bit before you. I know yesterday I was chilling. I did that live. I spoke a little bit on what I was speaking today, right? But today I had to say a little more because it's like you're constantly seeing this bullshit on social media. And this is on a daily, right? And what baffles me, right, is how people turn around and ask, why are these kids acting like this? Well, motherfuckers, what do you think? Like, yo, Gary, you got church music going on? Praise the Lord. Let me stop playing around before I hurt somebody's feelings, not knowing that I'm just joking around. Like people being there. Yo, this is what I've been talking about lately, all right? It's basically people are mad, right? Because they're receiving the same type of hate that they give. On some real shit. And I'm sitting here wondering, like, you do know that you're getting back, right? What you're giving people, right? You can't get mad if you're on this app, right? Stirring fucking drama and chaos. Like you're stirring up the pot and you're mad. That's how I look at people. I was like, y'all come on this bitch, show off, right? Ask questions. And because y'all don't like the questions, y'all, get back in return, y'all get mad. Then motherfuckers want to bash and bully motherfuckers. And then when motherfuckers clap back, they hurt me, they bully me. Why do you do this to me? And that shit is a constant, man. You get tired of the fucking repeat. Like, can y'all just throw your emotions in the washing machine and just see if they come out differently? Maybe just, wash the demons off. Put them in the fucking washer, then put it in the shrinker, in the fucking dryer and see if they shrink and die off or some shit. Man, like, wash the hate off. Rinse that shit off, man. Put some Downy in that shit. Man, like, I don't know. Like motherfuckers on this joint, it just gets tired. That's why I don't listen. I don't watch a lot of people no more. I've been on this joint watching fucking Tubi movies. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. When I'm not going live and I'm not having no appointments and I'm not doing shit and I'm not working, I'll be on this joint. Listen, I got Netflix. Well, I'm watching Wednesday again, and there's this new show on Netflix I want to watch. But right now, I'm on Tubi. Yeah, I just got watching Adopted Part 2 yesterday. And a few other movies. Shit, I didn't know that they had a Critters series. I'm in this genre. I was like, oh, they had a Critters series in the fucking late 80s, early 90s. Shit, then I came across a Freddy Krueger's Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy's Nightmares. I'm like, Freddy Krueger had a motherfucking series too? Like, oh shit, and it's like 3 parts to that series. I'm like, get out of here. I've been in this joint just watching TV. If I'm not watching somebody I like, that that draws my attention, all right, that what they're saying, I can gain something out of, or if I'm not watching somebody that's roasting, doing some comedy, joking around, right, and bringing awareness at the same time, because there are some panels that do that, and you know what, some people are good at doing it, all right. Like they'll sit here, they'll bring awareness to certain topics, right? And then, they'll do like what a Shorty does or what the word does, right? They say, fuck it, man. We said what we had to say. Now we're on this John, just, fuck it. We roasting, we having fun. All right. Like we either entertaining or entertaining ourselves on some real shit. But Motherfuckers out here just don't know how to fun. Listen, they can't have fun no more, man. So I enjoy my movies. At least I get entertained with these fucking movies. I'm out here like, damn, Freddy had nightmares. And if y'all watch this series, I'm saying here, get the fuck out of here. Motherfucking Freddy is having nightmares. And this is the people that's trying to kill him for the shit that he was doing to their children. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Like, I see why they started being so goofy and in a lot of the movies after part 1 and part 2. I see why they started getting real goofy. But it's not bad though. I'm not mad at it though. At least I'm entertained. Listen, I love horror. Listen, horror, crime, drama, suspense, and thriller combined. Shit, I'll be in this joint all day just watching movies if you let me. Like, listen, if I didn't have to work, if I didn't have nothing to do, all right, if I didn't have to pay bills and I was a real queen, all right, I don't know if Queen Elizabeth just sits down on her ass, but I'm just talking shit, right? If I was a real queen not doing shit, right, and had all minions doing shit for me, man, I'll be in this joint watching movies all day. Horror movies at that. My baby was like, you don't get tired of watching horror movies? I'm like, nope. Because for some reason, out of these horror thriller movies, right, or suspense movies and stuff like that, it's like they get you to think. And then you start going out into history and start, learning new shit. I was like, yo, they throw some shit. Yo, they really throw messages out, especially in these horror movies, all right, on some weird shit. They really do. And people don't even peep that part. Like, these movies really do get you to start thinking. Gary said he watching football as I speak. Shit, I'm on this joint trying to get a lot of my stuff together as I speak. Shit, working from home is not easy, and being a health aide care is not easy. Having your own little business together. Listen, trying to do all 3 things at the same time is not easy. All right, because I just started going back into the healthcare field. All right, so now I'm a health aide again, and then you got me trying to do my business from home. All right, and my daughter is still in school. I got my son still homeschooled. I'm not taking him out. Fuck that. Like, I was thinking about it just to teach him a little lesson because he was slacking on me. But then I was like, oh, you're going to pay the consequences too, trying to put him. No public school. Fuck that. Keep him there. He slacks on you, but he does good. All right. So, no, Ray. Just trying to teach him a lesson like that, you're going to fuck yourself over. So, facts, word. Facts. Where it says it's not wise for me to just speak because I slip and speak my mind, and that's just not good for sheep. That's some real shit. That's why I've been saying what I've been saying. Like, listen, motherfuckers don't understand that no matter how loud, how much they scream, how much they repeat what they're saying, they act like we can't hear them. You see where I'm coming from? We hear y'all. We just don't give a fuck. We don't care about the fact that you keep, how can I say it? Preaching awareness, right? And in the same breath, teaching harm. We just don't give a fuck. We don't give a fuck about motherfuckers that sit here and protect predators. We don't give a fuck about motherfuckers that are in their feelings because someone has an opinion. We're tired of hearing it. We're tired of it. All right? Stand the fuck up. Stop making excuses. Woman up. Man up. All right? And do something with yourself. Like, stop playing around with motherfucking people and go out there and play with your fucking kids, all right? Or play video games or do some journalism, all right? Fucking find a rainbow to hop on. Figure out what you want to do in life, how you want to do it, all right? And start healing. But stop bleeding over people that did not cut you, all right? Motherfuckers out here preaching without healing, preaching something that they don't believe in. They say they got faith, but they don't even believe in themselves. So how do you have faith in what you're preaching in? So that's some real shit. How can you come at someone, right, that believes in what they're talking about? Like, listen, man, if you believe in what you're saying, listen, you got to stand on what you're saying 10 toes down. All right. You say you got faith. All right. So if you preach, if you're practicing what you're preaching, then what somebody else is saying shouldn't harm you, shouldn't haunt you. But see, motherfuckers say that I'm this or they're that, but not realizing what they're saying. I don't care if you have a religion. I don't care if you're this. You see where I'm coming from? If you have your religion right and you say you have faith in it, stand on it. Nobody should be able to knock you off your hinges because you know what you're talking about. All right? Especially when it comes to your culture, your heritage, right? And much more. When it comes to your family. All right? Like either you don't have faith in yourself, you don't have faith in your family, or I don't know what it is. And I know that we got family members out here that just don't give a fuck. Y'all heard me say it time after time, all right? Like, listen, friends become your enemies and your family members become your biggest haters when you're accomplishing a lot of things, all right? They can't stand the fact that you've already, that you're accomplishing everything you said you would while they're still stuck. All right. They want to walk a mile in your shoes, but they can't. They're too heavy. The weight of your world, all right, shrinks them down. I don't know if people understand what I'm trying to say, all right? Because I'm in this joint like, all right, like these are thoughts straight from a shorty's mind, all right? Like I'm just putting it out there. It is so much going on out here, right? And what's crazy is while the world is burning, motherfuckers is worrying about if, Trump this and Trump that. Man, y'all, I don't know when y'all going to realize that he's only implementing what already exists, all right? The laws are there. The policies are there. You see where I'm coming from? None of this shit should be in debate. These things are there. What we should be worrying about is changing these policies, all right? And how can I say the wages and all that stuff, which involves the policies, all right? Like locally, how to heal our communities locally, how to heal our homes first, right? And then from healing our homes, trying to heal our communities, right? And motherfuckers aren't peeping that part. They want to sit here and be, how can I say, puppets to the puppets that are ran by puppet masters. But me saying this is going to offend a lot of people, and I don't give a fuck. Bronco 13, Jets 11, final score. What up, dude? Is that football or basketball? I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Is that football or basketball? I don't know shit about sports. I mix them up. Yo, listen, this is why I don't speak on sports because I feel like I'm being disrespectful when I do that. I don't be trying to. It's just I don't know shit about sports, yo. I don't watch sports. I really don't. On some real shit. Like, if the grid was to go out, I'll be having fun in my backyard. I'll be building shit, inventing shit, trying to put shit together. Like, listen. I don't sit here and try to learn new shit for no reason. I ain't pulling Michael Jackson 2 years ago, all right, for no reason. Even though it was an accident, but it was me trying to learn. Like, shit, fuck that. I'm gonna learn how to survive. We're gonna listen. A shorty gonna learn how to turn this fucking grill on one way or another. And I did. After I almost burned my hair off on stage. I'm saying, like, I got this. Baby Pop's like, no, let me do it. No, I got this. So since I wanted to get a little hard on him and, get a little tough on him and he didn't want to flip me upside down and leave me hanging with 2 fingers, right? He's like, you got it. I said, okay. I'm trying to turn this fucking charcoal, right? And it's inside the grill, right? It's got this little door because it also, you could burn wood in there, right? Listen, whatever. I was just really learning how to use the grill. So I'm like, I can't get this drawn on. So I was like, fuck it. Why my dumb ass gonna sit here and say, let me check the grill, right, to see if the charcoal is right while I'm lighting the motherfucking charcoal. And that shit goes, boom. And I'm on a Facebook Live when this shit happens. I take that live off. Then I go live again. And I'm like, hey, how do I look? I ain't give a fuck. Once I made sure that my face wasn't burnt. It was just my baby hairs. They grew back. Look, they grew back. I got them Jones back. I just hate that, now I got thicker hair growing in my face. Like, I'm like, yo, if I cut that off, I'm gonna look like a man. So I'm gonna leave that alone. All right? I'm gonna leave that shit alone. Listen, I ain't shaving shit off. I still look beautiful. If I shave that shit off, I'm gonna start growing a beard and a mustache. I'm gonna be looking like them women out there. They got a beard under here, a mustache. Which one is the beard of man? I don't give a fuck. Listen, I ain't trying to grow a goatee. Fuck all that. I'm a woman. Damn. But yeah, man. Yeah. My ass was hard headed back then. It was like, listen, I'm gonna do this. and I'm gonna learn it. I don't care what happens. I don't care about the consequences. But shit, that's how you learn. That is how you learn. For real. Listen, I had to learn that bleeding on people that didn't hurt me wasn't the way. And these people will learn too. I mean, hopefully they learn it, right? Before they end up in caskets, because what people don't realize is that social media is gonna be the death of many. Right? Because people come on this app and do half the things that they would never do, right? Out here on these streets. You see where I'm coming from? Like that's why I was talking about, I've been talking about the hate, the disrespect, all that. Like how I say, let the haters be haters. Because what people don't realize is that, social media at the end of the day is gonna be the death of many. Y'all wanna keep coming on this app thinking that y'all could do and say whatever you want to whomever you want. And it don't work like that. All right. Like yesterday, I didn't get tired of saying, what the hell is this? Oh, don't fuck my shit up. What's going on? It's like yesterday I was talking about, the hate that people were giving. It's almost like the same thing I was saying today. But, I went a little different yesterday. All right. And then today I went a little deeper. All right. Yesterday I didn't just talk about what's going on social media, right? I talked about, stuff that I was hearing here on social media, right? With people. Like, in the process of talking, yesterday about, because before I end this, I want to put this out here, right? Because we've been talking about the social media, the hate that we give amongst ourselves and stuff like that. Before I end this, I want to, touch a little bit about parenting, right? And, these influencers out here, right? Because I mentioned it a little bit earlier. These influencers out here, I'm not sure if this was a teen that I seen yesterday talking, right? But you got influencers out here that will reach your kids, right? Like, something, right? I think some parents forget that parenting didn't come with a manual, right? There's no blueprint, no perfect formula as time goes by, right? Your child teaches you how to be a parent, all right? Through their needs, through their growth, through their spirit. It's a journey, not a checklist, right? Well, when I heard this little kid yesterday talking about, you can't sit here and tell your parents, everything, your dreams, none of that, right? Because they will sit here and try to shut you down. Some parents do that, right? But there are parents out here that rear their kids, right? And shout out to the word because he did a live on that, right? He talked about rearing your kid, all right? Like I was saying, right? There's no blueprint to becoming a parent, right? But let me say this loud, right? The problem ain't that some parents can't parent. The problem is that some parents don't deserve children. Because parenting takes more than just showing up, all right? It takes listening, it takes evolving, all right? It takes accountability, and some folks out here treat their kids like props, like, burdens, like emotional punching bags, projecting their own unhealed mess onto a child who didn't ask to be born in chaos, all right? Like, you want respect from your child, start by respecting their humanity. You want obedience, try offering safety. You want love, learn how to give it without conditions. Because if you're out here breaking spirits, silencing voices, and calling it discipline, you're not parenting, all right? You're perpetrating harm. And that's not just a failure, that's a, how can I say, disqualification as a parent. All right. The fact that we got women out here using their babies as tools to manipulate, to gain leverage, to get what they want from a man or from life, I can't respect that at all. You got kids out here, right? Now, I'm not even going to say that's a kid. You got people out here, right? They're telling these kids not to tell their parents their dreams because they're going to tell them that, they can't do it, or they're going to shut it down. Hey, yeah, you got parents like that. But at the end of the day, you also got parents out here that rear their kids. So for the kids out here, right, that, have support from any type of, parent or mentor, family member, or somebody out there, all right, don't stop talking to them. Don't stop oversharing, all right, because it is okay to overshare with them, especially the people that are pouring into you so that you could become a better person, all right. It's unfortunate that we got some kids out here that, their parents don't back them up. They, how can I say, step all over their dreams and who they want to be in the future, but that doesn't mean that every parent is like that, all right. Like, once again, as crazy as it is, unfortunately, a lot of these kids feel like this because of, I'm not gonna say, I'm gonna say both mom and dad, all right? Because listen, more the moms use the kids, all right, to gain something out of life or either out of a man, all right. Men use their kids to gain something out of life sometimes, all right, but women, they use it to gain something out of both, all right, out of life, out of men, out of family, all right, out of a lot of things, all right. But my thing is, a child is not a bargaining chip, all right, not a prop, not a pawn in your personal chess game. The baby didn't ask to be born into your strategy, all right. They deserve love, stability, and truth, not to be weaponized for attention, money, or control. And let's be real, if you got to use your child to get what you want, maybe it's time to ask yourself what you're really lacking, because that's not motherhood, that's manipulation. And is, how can I say, and it's not just messy, all right? It's dangerous. You're shaping a whole human while chasing validation through tactics that leave emotional scars. All right. So I say this with boundaries, all right, in clarity. If you want respect, start by respecting your role. Your child is not your tool. They're your responsibility, and you can't honor that. If you can't honor that, all right, don't expect the world to honor you. All right. It's a shame when you hear people, when you hear kids, when you hear teens out here saying that, we can't share nothing with the parents. We can't talk to our parents because of this and that. In reality, you can. But unfortunately, there's parents out here that make it like that. That's why I say you should be a big influence in your child's life, not these influencers, not the outside influence. All right. You as a parent. All right. I don't know if folks out here really realize that, having a child is a blessing from above, not a chore, not a prop, not a tool, a blessing, a divine assignment. And yet, I see people out here hurting our angels like they forgot what sacred even means. All right. You were given a soul to guide, protect, and love. And instead, all right, you protect your own pain, your bitterness, your brokenness onto a child who didn't ask for any of it. That's not parenting, that's betrayal. All right. And I say this with full fire. If you can't honor the blessing, you don't deserve the role. Because every time you lash out, neglect, manipulate, or abandon that child's spirit, you're not just failing them, you're failing the very purpose you were trusted with. Children are not, how can I say, here to absorb your trauma. They're here to be loved, uplifted, and protected. And if you can't do that, step aside, because the rest of us, we're fighting for these angels loudly, all right? Relentlessly and unapologetically. What the fuck? I just stumbled. Oof. I don't like how I just said that, but I ain't repeating it either to make myself look more like a fool. All right, so let me put it like this. Parenting ain't a popularity contest. It's not about being your child's bestie. It's about being their guide, their protector, their mirror. But too many parents are out here trying to be cool instead of being accountable. All right, letting boundaries slide, letting disrespect grow, and calling it gentle parenting when it's really just avoidance. All right, let me break it down. The seed you plant today only grows if you take care of it. That means watering it with love, all right, pruning it with discipline, and shielding, how can I say, shielding it from the storms you were too tired to face yourself. All right, because how you treat that seed, that's how it turns out. That's how it blooms or it withers. All right. And don't forget, you are a reflection of your child, just like your child is a reflection of you. So if you're out here wilding, all right, projecting, neglecting, or trying to be liked more than respected, don't be surprised when your child mirrors that back to the world. All right. Parenting is legacy work. It's not about control. It's about cultivation. And if you're not ready to grow with your child, don't expect them to grow. My bad. If you're not ready to grow with your child, don't expect them to grow right. Shit, I don't know why I had to close my eyes to say that shit right. I was about to fumble everything. All right. But anyways, like I was saying, right? Let's talk parenting, real parenting. Not this not this watered down, all right, performative social media version, all right, where folks post their kids for likes but won't protect them in real life, all right? Like, some of y'all forget having a child is sacred. It's not a trend, it's not a flex, it's a divine responsibility passed down from ancestors who fought, bled, and sacrificed so that the next generation could rise. And now we got people out here, all right, treating their kids like props, pawns, and emotional punching bags. All right. Let me say it loud. If you can't honor the blessing, you don't deserve the role. Our ancestors didn't survive chains and whips and systemic erasure for you to raise your child in chaos. This, how can I say, they didn't endure forced separation, stolen names, and broken homes so you could turn and neglect the very legacy they died to protect. Parenting ain't about being liked, it's about being right. All right, it's about planting seeds with intention, watering them with love, all right, and pruning them with discipline because how you raise that child, that's how you shape the future. And if you're, how can I say, if you're out here trying to be your kid's bestie while ignoring the boundaries, all right, the lessons, the accountability, you're not parenting, you're performing. All right, you are a reflection of your child, and your child is a reflection of you. So, if they're out here lost, broken, and angry, look in the mirror. Ask yourself what you modeled. Ask yourself what you tolerated. Ask yourself what you passed down, all right, without healing first. Because parenting is legacy work, once again. And if you're not ready to carry that weight, don't expect the world to respect your role. All right? Our ancestors are watching. And some of y'all are out here embarrassing your own bloodlines. All right? Like, sports chat with Mr. Gary Busted Down Brown. uh, so to those parents out there, right? If your child is out here angry, lost, disrespectful, or broken, don't just look at them. All right. Look in the mirror. Ask yourself what you modeled. Ask yourself what you tolerated, and ask yourself what you've passed down without healing first. Okay? Because parenting ain't just about feeding and clothing a child. It's about shaping a soul. It's about breaking cycles. It's about protecting the next generation from the pain you swore you never repeat. All right. But some of y'all are out here raising kids in chaos and calling it culture. You're passing down trauma like it's a tradition. You're normalizing dysfunction and calling it discipline. And then you wonder why your child can't trust, can't love, can't breathe. Let me remind you, our ancestors didn't survive the unthinkable for you to raise your child in emotional poverty. They didn't fight through chains, how can I say, displacement and generational erasure so you could turn around and neglect the very legacy they bled to protect. All right. So if you're not ready to do the work, if you're not ready to heal, to grow, to lead with love and boundaries, then I'm gonna put it like this. Then you're not just failing your child, you're failing the entire bloodline. All right. Because you are a reflection of your child, and your child is a reflection of you. So what are you really showing them? Is the question. All right. Real shit. Like, some people out here need to wake up. All right. I'm gonna put it like this, right? It's like the old heads used to say. Tell me who you hang with and I'll tell you who you are. All right, because energy don't lie, company don't lie. All right, and patterns, they scream. All right, you surround yourself with chaos. Don't be surprised when your life starts looking like how can I say, demolition site. All right, you roll with folks. You roll with folks who gossip. All right, disrespect and deflect. Guess what? That, how can I say, that residue sticks. That reflection shows, and suddenly you're not just guilty by association. You're shaped by it. All right, your circle is your mirror. Your crew is your echo. And if the people around you growing, healing, building, or protection legacy, all right, If these people are growing, all right, and they're doing all this, then you're not evolving. You're just orbiting dysfunction. You're orbiting dysfunction. Let me say it clear. Your child watches who you hang with. Your spirit absorbs who you hang with. Your future depends on who you hang with. All right. So if your circle ain't sacred, it's a liability. Shout out to the word, all right, for breaking certain things down. Don't y'all like what I've gained from the word and Gary Busted Down Brown? I mean, my baby pops was teaching me first, but these two gentlemen on social media have took the philosophy into a whole nother dimension, into something else. I've gained a lot listening to these men, and I'm not saying these are their words. All right. What I'm saying is that I've gained a lot. All right. I've listened, I paid attention, right? And I'm observing the behavior around me. All right. And as a writer, right, as somebody that writes poetry, things like this, just flow out because I got people, all right, that inspire and motivate me to keep doing what I'm supposed to be doing. All right. And me, I guess I reach a lot of people through my poetry. So I'm going to keep it, the way I've been doing it. I'm not going to change for nobody. But anyways, right, I'm going to end this by saying this, right? Sometimes, I just sit back and wonder with everything going on between parents and kids, all the trauma, all the neglect, should men and women be required to go through some kind of mental health evaluation before they even become parents? All right. I'm not saying that to be harsh, all right? I'm saying it because I'm tired of seeing babies hurt. I'm tired of seeing children used as tools for leverage, for attention, for control. I'm tired of seeing innocent lives lost because somebody wasn't emotionally ready to be a parent but had a child anyway. All right? Having a child is a blessing, a divine gift, and yet some people treat it like a transaction, like a strategy, like a prop in their personal drama. All right? And that's why I ask, shouldn't there be something in place to check if someone's mentality and emotionally to see if someone's mentally and emotionally fit to raise a child? I mean, because once that child is here, it's not about you anymore. It's about them, their safety, their growth, their spirit. And if you're not ready to protect that, nurture that, and honor that, then maybe you shouldn't be in that role. I'm just trying to find a solution, a way to stop the cycle, a way to protect our angels before it's too late. Because every time a child is harmed due to neglect, manipulation, or emotional instability, we fail as a society, and I'm not okay with that. But see, we have to find the right solutions, all right? But that's going to consist of us having more conversations, more topics like this. But I think I've already passed my little hour mark, all right? So I'm going to get off this John. I know a lot of people are in church. All right, a lot of people are busy, caught up this Sunday morning. We in the afternoon, Sunday afternoon. Sunday afternoon, all right? Get it together, Ray. I'm not sure who's live right now. All right, I'm about to see real quick. I'm not sure who's live right now. It's not showing me nothing, but hey, listen, that's all the time that I got. All right, till next time, this y'all Shorty Racheal. I hope all of y'all have a blessed and humble day. Continue to have a blessed and humble afternoon. And we out.
Yeah, we living in a world where the rules don't apply. They say we gotta follow, but we ready to fly. System got us boxed in, trying to keep us small. But we rise like the phoenix, we ain't scared to brawl. They feeding us lies, but we see through the smoke. We're the voice of the people, we're ready to provoke. They want us to divide, but we're stronger as one. Breaking chains, sticking names, yeah, we getting it done. It's us versus the system, we're breaking the mold. Fist in the air, yeah, we taking control. No more silence, no more fear. Together we rise, let them know we're here. Riders ignite. In the world of division, they showed us how to share. But the weight of our sorrows, they never taught us to bear. We split our joys and laughter. but the pain remained untold. A burden we carry alone, a story left untold. They taught us to split everything, but not the heavy pain. It lingers in the shadows, a darkness we can't explain. We're left with shattered pieces, trying to mend what's lost. They taught us how to split everything, but not the heavy cost. We learned to divide our dreams and multiply our fears. But the ache in our hearts only grew with passing years. They gave us all the answers, except how to heal the scars that run so deep, wounds that time can't seal. Yeah, they taught us how to share, but only the good. Smiles and laughter like we understood. But deep down inside, there's a storm we hide. Pain in our hearts, we're just trying to ride. Put on a mask, yeah, we play the part, but nobody sees the cracks in the hearts. We share our dreams, the highs and the lows, but when it comes to hurt, we just close the doors. We share the fun times, deflect the pain, laughing in the sunshine, dancing in the rain, but the shadows linger, they creep and they crawl, breaking us down, but we don't share at all. We got hate in our hearts, but we can conceal, taught to share the joy, but wounds, they stay unhealed. They say love was easy to divide, but the heartache never subsides. We tried to split everything into two, but the pain lingers strong and true. Shared our dreams, divided our fears, but the sorrow remained through the years. No matter how we tried to let go, the weight of our suffering continued to grow. Now we're apart trying to heal, but some wounds are too deep to conceal. They said splitting up will set us free, yet the pain lingers in you and me. In a world where rules are set in stone, the system's grip tightens, we're not alone. Bound by chains of injustice greed. Against the odds, we fight to be free. Mighty forces try to keep us down, but our spirits rise, refusing to drown. Defying norms, breaking through the mold. In this battle of wills, our story is told. As the clash continues day by day, we stand united, come what may. For in this world where rules don't apply, our strength and unity will never die. They tried to silence our dreams, but we're loud and clear. With every step forward, conquering fear. They can't hold us back. We're the fire and the flame in this battle for freedom. We're all in the game. They say it's just a game, but we're playing for keeps. With the strength of the many, we're sharing their leaps. No more puppets on strings, we're cutting the ties. With our eyes on the prize, we're reaching for the skies. So let's stand together, let's break down the walls. In this fight for our future, we'll answer the calls. From the ashes, we'll rise like a storm. Riders ignite, it's us versus the system, and we're ready to fight. They build the walls, but we're digging tunnels. With every step we take, we're shaking the bundles. From the streets to the courts, we're raising our voice. In a world full of noise, we're making the choice. They want to keep us blind, but we see the light. Knowledge is power, and we're ready to fight. From the corners of the city to the halls of the state, where the heartbeat of the struggle can't afford to wait. It's us versus the system, we're breaking the mold. It's in the air, yeah, we're taking control. No more silence, no more fear. Together we rise, let them know we're here. Riders ignite. They taught us to split everything, but not the heavy pain. It lingers in the shadows, a darkness we can't explain. We're left with shattered pieces, trying to mend what's lost. They taught us how to split everything, but not the heavy cost. Now we stand here broken, searching for some light, hoping for a way out of this never-ending night. But through it all, we find strength in each other's embrace. Together we'll face tomorrow and find solace in this space. They say don't bring the drama, keep it all light. But every night I'm fighting these demons in sight. Whispers in my mind, yeah, they echo when they shout. While I'm smiling on the surface, I'm breaking without. We're sharing the laughter, but what's underneath? A battlefield of sorrow, a war with no peace. We're warriors in silence, but nobody knows how the pain that we carry just grows and it grows. In a world of lessons learned, they taught us how to stand and burn. But the scars we hide deep inside are the ones that never subside. We followed all the rules they made, but the emptiness never fades. Their wounds like knives, cutting through, leaving wounds that always grew. They painted pictures of success, but couldn't fix what's left a mess. Now we're left to bear the strain of the pain that lingers, never wanes. It's us versus the system, we're breaking the mold. It's in the air, yeah, we're taking control. No more silence, no more fear. Together we rise, let them know we're here. Riders ignite. So remember this moment, remember this face, remember this sound. We're the voice of the future, and we won't back down. In the face of oppression, we'll stand up tall. It's us versus the system, and united we'll fall.